Well, I am sitting here having a lovely conversation in the office of Cameron Kuhlman, who is an attorney with Wettermark, Keith, and he has kindly invited us up to his East Brainerd office. And we walked in, Cameron, to your space this morning. People were hard at work, and my eye immediately came to your office, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because if I was trying to envision a law office that I would want to create, I would want it to be kind of cozy and layered. And that's what you find in here. Your life is in this office.
That's right. That's right. Every, this is something that I talk about. Every piece of this, whether it's a picture of my kids or even just a house plant, has a story that goes with it. Some of these pieces are related to cases. Some of them are gifts from clients. But we could walk through here and spend days just telling stories all afternoon.
I wanted to bring that up for people because here at Wettermark, Keith, you do personal injury. You emphasize the personal part of it. You have kind of a unique approach. You obviously talk to your clients on an ongoing basis, but you told me you will never go into court without having been to your client's house first.
Yeah, and I want to say something about that. We don't have the opportunity always to visit a client in their home right at the beginning of a case. We certainly try to, and we make that an option available to our clients if they ask for it. But certainly as the case progresses and before we go in front of a judge or a jury and try to tell a client's story, I want to go and I want to see their house. I want to see where they live, what their life is like, because I don't feel like I can effectively share who they are and what they believe in without seeing where they sit, just like you're here sitting in my office today.
Yes, so you're a Chattanooga local.
That's right.
Went to Collegedale Academy.
That's right.
Graduated from UTC. You had a long career in the nonprofit side before you got to law school. And really, you told me what compelled you to go to law school was that at some point your work in the nonprofit world was stymied because there was legal information you wanted access to.
That's right, and I'll say this: when I was first looking at applying to law school, I went and visited many different law schools, and one law school that I went to, we had a tour, and after the tour, the student that was there giving us the tour sat down, and we're all kind of asking questions, and the dean of the law school came in and said, "This is the kind of person that we're looking for here, and he's going to go to Atlanta and he's going to defend these large multinational corporations, and he's going to just work his heart out to make sure that these people maximize profits, and we want to make more people like that." I said, "Thank you very much for your time," and walked out the door. It wasn't the place for me.
Right.
I knew going in the door that the reason why I wanted to be at law school, the reason why I needed law school, was because that I wanted to continue to represent people, that I wanted to help people every day. And it's what I've done. I haven't always been here at Wettermark Keith, but throughout the course of my career, I have always represented individuals at some of the most difficult, sure, thank you, yeah, difficult moments of their lives.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit, because one thing that you clarified for me as we talked before was that you always do represent the individual. You're not going to represent a corporation. You're looking for the individual. But when it comes to the term personal injury, I think a lot of us envision that as a car accident or a fall at a local store, but it can look like lots of different things.
That's right. That's right. And many of our clients have been in a car accident, or they've had a fall at somebody else's place of business. But that's not the extent of our practice. Many other of our clients have found themselves injured in some other way, whether it's in their military service or in some at work, etc. The thing that is central to our practice is that our clients have been harmed in a way that we feel like we can help them correct that, or at least seek some version of justice as a result of it.
It can be life-changing what you do.
That's right.
And I think that seems to be what compels you every day when you come into the office. But let's circle back to this local part of it. You were locally born and raised. Your clients are here locally. But often their accidents have also happened here in our own home turf. So you also want them to be comfortable talking to you as they go neighbor, sometimes against neighbor.
Yes.
Does that make sense what I'm asking?
It does, and I want to say one thing about that. I was actually born in Florida. Okay, my mom's family is from East Tennessee, from right up the road here, and she moved away for a brief period. I was born in Florida. I was 6 years old. She came to me and she said, "Cameron, it's time. We're going to move back to Tennessee." And I said, "Mother," I didn't call her that, but I said, "Mom, that's a problem." I said, "I don't speak the language." She said, "You'll learn." Well, she's right. I picked it up. I learned. And I think that's important because it matters that you do speak the language. We speak English around here, as some people are surprised to learn, but it is a different way of being here, particularly in the Tennessee Valley, than it is even just 100 miles down the road. And so I think that from my perspective, I get to raise my girls here in a town that I love, and yet I have the resources and experience that come from being part of a regional firm.
Right. And you have to be able to talk to your client and let them feel free to say everything they need to say. Then you glean what they tell you, you find the case law to support it, and you go and you tell their story in their language.
That's absolutely right. I can't tell you how many times I've sat down with a client, whether they've been represented by somebody else or come to us for the first time, and we'll have a meeting. It might be an hour long, it might be 2 hours, it might be half a day, however long it takes. I'm sitting there and I'm not doing a lot of talking, I'm doing a lot of listening. And we get to that end of that meeting, and inevitably my client will look across the table at me and say, "Nobody's ever asked me to talk about this before." And I am shocked by that, because I don't know how you could do the work that we do without listening.
So if you want someone to listen to you, here is where you will find them. His name is Cameron Kuhlman at Wettermark Keith. There's the contact information on your screen. If you see their billboard where it says it's personal to us, as you heard from him, it truly is. Thanks for your time.